What's going on, guys? My name is Paul. Welcome to my channel, Improve Man. And today I want to talk to you about relationships and having a happy marriage and how to achieve that. And just to tell you why I'm qualified to do that is I'm 44 years old. I've had my share of relationships. Before, I never got stupidly married to the wrong person. And I just want to tell you that I've been married now for the past 10 years, coming up on 10 years. Marriage never suffered any issues. Of course, we have our normal disagreements and arguments here and there, but it's nothing very, very serious. So that's a very important thing to mention. We have two kids. They're both 5 years old. We've been raising them. We've been making sure that they see that we have a good relationship, so they have a good example for their future. They're two girls, and that's pretty much that. So over the years, because I had those previous relationships, and now that I've been married to the right person for about 10 years, there's one major thing that I know is pretty much the most important thing to make sure that your relationship works out, your marriage works out, and it doesn't fall apart, and that you are good partners to each other and have a very long lasting, deep and close relationship that you're both happy with. And the thing I'm talking about is you have to make sure that the person you want to spend your life with, a wife, a husband, a partner, whatever kind of relationship you might be in, you guys have to have very, very, very similar or at best the same value structure. You have to value the same things. You have to have similar or the same goals. You have to have the same ideas on how to raise your children. If you're religious, and make sure you're connected to a person that's just as religious as you are in the same religion. If you want to raise your kids one way, make sure the person you're connected with and married to has the same ideas on how they want to raise their children and what they want for their kids, that you guys are on the same page on pretty much every possible thing that's important. Raising kids, very important. There could be a lot of disagreements on that. Religion, very important. There could be a lot of disagreements on that. These days, political issues, very, very important. Political issues and political views, very, very important. Could have major disagreements and arguments about that. So that's something to make sure that you take note of and make sure that you address, and just not, don't be the person where you guys are in love, because I know people like that, and I know what they're ended up with. People are in love and they always think, oh, we're a little bit different, but we can work on it, and we'll make it work. We'll compromise, we'll do this, we'll do that. It's nice to compromise once in a while, but if you have to compromise all your life, it takes a toll. It takes a huge toll. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to fight. You're going to have problems. Not a good way to go. If you have a partner that even before you get married, maybe you live together or whatever, they don't respect you, whether it's a husband not respecting a wife, or a partner, male partner not respecting a female partner, or a female partner not respecting a male partner, talking bad about you, or you can't do anything, or you're not smart, or you're this, or you're that, that's not the right person for you. Simple as that. Let it go, leave, move on. And if somebody tells you during your relationship, before you get married or whatever, they don't want to be with you anymore, don't make them stay with you. Don't fight for them like crazy. That person doesn't want to be with you. If you make them stay, they might hold it against you in the future. Don't do it. The biggest thing is make sure you have the same or similar values. We make it a point that we have no secrets with each other. We tell each other everything. There are some situations in life that, let's say, a sister talks to my wife, her sister or her mother or her brother or whoever it might be. And they tell her something and they're like, oh, I'm telling you this in secret. I don't want your husband to know about it. She'll tell me about it anyway. That's just the way we are. There are no secrets in a marriage, no matter what kind of thing it is. We know everything about each other. She knows everything about me, where I go, what I do. She can go through my phone any time of the week, any hour of the day, night, day, doesn't matter. I have two phones. I have a business phone and I have a personal phone. She can go through them. She knows the passwords. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. If somebody has a phone and they're in a relationship with you and they're scared to show you that phone, leave. Automatically. No questions asked. Just leave. Don't try to have that person explain, why can't I see your phone? Because they'll start giving you some stupid excuse of privacy. There is no privacy. When you have a husband or a wife, there is no privacy. There should be zero secrets. Everything should be communicated, cleared, and that's it. And one also major thing, you and your partner, a husband and a wife, are one unit. You cannot allow anyone, parents, siblings, friends, anybody, to get in between you two. If somebody talks bad about your husband to you, you address it with your husband, and you tell that person, don't ever do it again, because it's my husband. The same thing, if somebody talks bad about your wife, you talk about it to your wife, and you tell them, you tell that person, don't do that again. That's my wife. That just goes with respect and understanding that. Respect each other, have the same values. I get up, I go to work, and I make sure I give my wife everything she possibly needs and my kids. I make sure she feels loved. I make sure she feels that I think about her. I make sure that she feels that she's the most beautiful woman in the world. I make sure that she feels that she is loved unconditionally. That's the way it's supposed to be. And it works the other way around as well. My wife makes me feel like that as well. That's the way it's supposed to be. So to make a relationship work, to make a marriage work, give yourself the best possible percentage of success that you possibly can. Now, if you choose somebody to get married with because you think, oh, we're going to be okay, we're going to compromise, we're going to work it out, and it's, let's say, I'll take political beliefs. If your political beliefs and values are completely the opposite of your partner's, and you think that somehow is going to work itself out during your relationship, you are automatically starting your marriage off with a much lower percentage of possible success than being with someone that has exactly the same values as you. You're automatically on a negative start, and it's so much easier for that relationship to fall apart and just not survive the test of time. And then what happens? If you have children, those children get affected. You split up, children are not happy, they don't have a good example of a family unit, they don't have a good example of a mom and a dad. You're splitting up, you're fighting. That's the example that they got. You can have a decent relationship afterwards, you know, having custody of your kids or all that other stuff, it still doesn't matter. You split up, you divorced, you separated, whatever it might be. That's not a good example for your children for a relationship and how they should go about choosing a relationship, choosing a partner for their life. So to make sure your kids have a good relationship, talk to them about it and explain to them that when they choose a partner, just like you, make sure that they take into consideration as the main thing that you guys have 99% of the same values, 99% of the same values, 99% of the same beliefs, and as close as it can be. It doesn't have to be 99%, but it has to be super close. That's my main advice for relationships, marriage, to be lasting and surviving the test of time. If you take that into consideration and you're really serious about it, and you confirm everything that I've told you, and you see that you guys just simply fit, you automatically start out your relationship with a much higher rate and possibility of success than having someone with you that is completely different than you. Simple as that. So that's my advice to have a long-lasting, good relationship, good marriage. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope this helped out somebody. And that's pretty much it. I have a happy marriage, so I'm happy.